What it do, y'all? What it do? CEO to my Indians, Shalom, Hotep, Salam Alaikum, greetings, child, all that other good stuff. Hello, you hear me? Whatever your verbiage is, where you at and where you from. You hear me? From the UK to the US. You heard? Um, 5 words: intuitive, complex, simplistic, creative, and resilient. Those are just a few words that describe me. What are some words that describe you? What are some words that describe you in the way that you make yourself known, in the way that you make your presence felt? Uh, my shirt say, I can't give you the game if all you want is the highlights. And I'm going to say a lot of things, but I can't give you the game if all you want is the highlights. And another way to say that is, some people only want the answers, and some people really want to learn. You hear me? And self-work is the shortcut. Shadow work is the shortcut. You hear me? I tried all the shortcuts, and they led me to dead ends. So self-work is the shortcut. You hear me? And as I said before, some people only want the answers, and some people really want to learn. Which one are you? Which one are you? And regardless of your response, remember, I'm just here looking from the outside in. So my only duty to myself concerning you is to make you think. You heard? And this is random. I got a random for us. If I love you like I love me, and I love me, but if I love you like I love me, I'm gonna need y'all to listen. You might want to get your pen and the pad. You hear me? Cause I'm gonna make you look at some things different. Maybe some people different. Maybe some places different. Maybe some things different. You hear me? But I'm here to make you think. But as I was saying, if I love you like I love me, would you expect me to treat you less than I treat me? I'm gonna give y'all a minute, cause some gonna need it. If I love you like I love me, would you expect me to treat you less than I treat me? And if you love you like you say you do, would you accept it? Because that's going on in a lot of places. You hear me? So handle that accordingly. It's going on in a lot of places, in a lot of relations, in different kinds of relations. You hear me? You know, don't never let nothing or nobody saying they love you treat you less than you know they treat themselves. That's why so many toxic relationships, you know, and yeah. I'm gonna leave that at that. You see, to transform challenges into opportunities, you're gonna have to transform yourself, and shadow work is the only shortcut. You hear me? If we can even call it that at all, you know. And I am one with the central sun within myself. You know, the central sun of my origin. You know, you can call it what you want, but I'm at one with the source in myself. So that's a choice that all of us gonna have to determine. You heard? Because it's easy to get attached to people, places, and things, and then lose connection with ourselves. You heard? And when it comes to your inner fire and willpower, you know what I mean by inner fire, your central sun. You know, when it come to your inner fire and your willpower, you know, you have everything that you need to fulfill your purpose, you know, and to find your place within this realm that we call Earth. You hear me? And it ain't gonna look like I gotta stress this. It ain't gonna look like what nobody else purpose and place here look like for them. So don't expect it to, you know. And at times it may feel like you by yourself as you going through it, you know. And I can resonate with that, you know, cause on my journey, you know, it's times where I felt like I was by myself, and it's times that I had to walk in different phases of my journey by myself. You hear me? But it's gonna be times that it feel like you alone, but we're not alone on our journey, even if we find ourselves by ourselves. And sometimes finding ourselves by ourselves, you know, it's the best thing for us. You hear me? But we're not alone in our journey that we share on earth. You hear me? And life's too short to spend it at war with ourselves. At war in ourselves and at war with ourselves. You hear me? And I say that because there ain't nothing like peace. And sometimes being at peace, well, for me, it ain't even a sometime. Being at peace, you know, mean way more than being right. You heard? But it ain't nothing like peace. And if you stand for truth, if you stand for beauty, no matter how ugly the world may appear itself to be, you see, because as many minds on this planet, that's how many worlds on the planet. You know, the world and earth is not the same thing. You hear me? And it really don't have nothing to do with each other, but what the world and our minds bring onto it. You hear me? But I stand for truth, and I stand for beauty, regardless of the ugliness that might appear. And I also stand for justice. So I inspire you to find it and do the same. You hear me? As I began to transform challenges into opportunities, we're gonna have to transform ourselves, and we transform ourselves by the renewing or by the elevating of our mind. You know, and I say that because it's a beautiful time to be yourself. You know, y'all know authentically me. It's the motto. You know, and it's a beautiful time to be yourself. You know, so I wouldn't want nobody to miss it. I wouldn't want you to miss it, because I ain't gonna miss it. And y'all know I use the term the world. You know, the world, and what that means, and what I mean by that, just for those for y'all to know where I be coming from with it. You know, the world is a mindset, because I think they say it's what, 8 billion people on the planet. However many people on the planet, that's how many worlds on this realm called Earth. But the world is a mindset of established belief systems by the people in it. So we all create our world as we gonna know it within by the things that's going on in our mind. You know, and to get off the ground floor, we got to put ourselves in a position to be willing to learn something new. We got to put ourselves in a position to be able to hear something we ain't never heard before, no matter how strange it may sound. But to get off the ground floor, we got to be willing to learn something new. Because it's too many of us holding on to knowledge that's keeping us stuck, and we don't even recognize it. You hear me? Stay on your electrolytes. Stay on your hydration. And I say that because I see things from a higher universal truth, and that don't make things easy. You know, that don't make life smooth for me. It's you know, early on in my life, it made things totally, you know, total opposite than easy, or smooth. You know, and I've been tapped in since like three years old. You know, seeing things that's not tangible or that you can't touch. You know, non-physical beings. You know, since like 3 years old. You know, and and wasn't able to express wasn't able to express it until I got a little older, and then y'all know what they called me then for those who that weren't ready for it. You hear me? But I see things from a higher universal truth, and that don't make things no easier. And if you tapped in like that, then I'm just speaking for you. But I had to start. It got easier when I learned how to start attracting people in my life who comprehended the light language that I came here not only be, but that I came here to be. And I'm still doing that right now in the presence of you all. You hear me? Attracting myself into better attracting myself to better people, attracting myself to better places, and attracting myself to better things. You heard? In a world full of darkness, because everybody that don't got light in them, that say they coming in light. You hear me? You can see it if you know how to see. You heard? And I did that to represent the aura or the field around people, the energetic field around people. You heard? But it's a beautiful thing, when we find ourselves gravitating naturally into the places that we supposed to be. When we find ourselves gravitating naturally, to the people that's supposed to be around us. When we find ourselves naturally gravitating to the things that we are supposed to participate in. And in the mirror that I am, I'm also a reflection of divine light and love. You hear me? In the mirror that I am, in divine light, I'm also a reflection, of divine light and love. You hear me? Stillness, abundance, love, light, health, and wholeness. To those that see it in themselves, they gonna see it in me. Otherwise, you probably one of the haters, that's gonna be made an example of. But we are the world, and as I said earlier, the earth and the world ain't got nothing to do with each other, But it's all here on the same playing field, because we all here on the same playing field. Each one of us that represent the world within ourselves on this earth. But I say that because what we call the world, as I said before, is based off the mindset that's established, that has established the belief systems according to the people in it. So you're gonna have to make up your mind. You're gonna have to know your mind to make up your mind. And how that's gonna apply to you, and how that's gonna apply for you. And if you're able to work close with the source within you, I am one with the central sun of my origin, you see. So if you know how to work close with the source in you, you'll be all right. Because I work close with the source in me, no matter what. Because I'm here to trigger growth, no matter how ugly it sounds, But I work close with the source within me. And if I was outside myself, I wouldn't go against myself, because going against me is like going against the divine. You hear me? And now, would you go against yourself? Would you go against yourself? Because for those that's hitting in plain sight, like I have been for many years, if those around me know who I really was, they would have. It would have been a lot of second guessing before many things was done. But that's neither here or there. That's just part of the life. When you come here and you hitting in plain sight. And as I said before, if you ain't got hear no evil, see no evil, fear no evil, and speak no evil, if you ain't got that shit in you, we have to learn how to get it from around us, and we have to go through some things to be able to do that. But once Once we recognize what it is for what it is, you know, and we plan our steps accordingly, you know, do what's necessary, you know, to cleanse ourselves of that from around us, then, as I said before, you ain't got nothing to worry about, you know, because if you got light, you're going to have to keep it lit. If you got light, you're going to have to keep it lit. So the challenge is going to be there, the experience is going to be there, you know, and all the players already in place, you know, to test that, you know, to challenge that, you know, which going to give us an opportunity to do something we ain't never done, to be better than we never been. You hear me? I ain't come to stay long, but I don't want to miss nothing. Self, I said all that to say this, family. Self-work is hard work, because you have to look at the mess in you. You have to look at the mess in you, as well as the goodness in you. But the goodness in us don't help us when the mess appears, unless we have been tried according to the mess that we carry within ourselves. So and that's what makes self-work hard work, in my opinion. You know, because it challenges us to look at the mess. It challenges us to look at the mess too within ourselves. You know, and that ain't easy to do. You know, but it needs to be done. So this ain't no time to be giving out easy passes, unless you a toll booth. Y'all know I talk slick. This ain't no time to give out easy passes unless you're a toll booth. And I said that to say this in closing. If you can't do what you love to do, if you can't be who you love to be, what's holding you back? What's stopping you? And if you can't do what you love to do, at least be able to find what you like to do. And I say that because it alleviates a lot of misery, you know. It alleviates a lot of misery, you know, in your life, in your being, in your mind. And don't forget to love yourself while you at it. You hear me? Don't forget to love yourself while you at it. Commitment, consistency, persistence, you know, because we can't be the topic that we used to be. We can't be the topic that we used to be. Not today and not tomorrow, you know, because yesterday already gone, and don't forget about us. You hear me? You know, yesterday don't let us go. So commitment, consistency, and persistence. Be the you that you never been before. Show up for you how you never showed up for you before, you know, and then to speak in the lives of those that you entertain. It'll speak in the life of those that you entangle with. You hear me? Yeah, that part. You heard? Other than that, feel good for no reason at all. Stay true to you. Command change over your life. You know, be positive as you can. Do whatever the experience may be. And keep mind bending. You hear me? It's been an honor and a pleasure. You know, thanks for the likes, shares, comments, questions, donations, purchases, and all that other good stuff. You hear me? Yeah. It take us. It take all of us. I'm glad to just be here, being a bridge, being a catalyst, you know, being a catapult, being a slingshot. It's gonna fit different for everybody, you know, who hear it, you know, cause nobody hear the same. You heard? But yeah, I just came to leave the drop of shit stain on our mind, so to speak. You know, and remember your feelings tell you how you vibrating. You know, regardless of what we see, regardless of what come our way. You know, your feelings tell you how you vibrate. You know, now you can react and or respond or none at all to what's appearing or not. But that choice gonna be yours. But but don't get burnt by the sun because you ain't rolled it up in yourself. You hear me? Don't get burnt by the sun because you ain't rolled it up in yourself. So stay elevated, stay encouraged, stay motivated, you know, stay inspired. You hear me? And if you're doing that within yourself, you will be that type. You'll be that type of force, you know, in the lives of those that you entertain. And if not, then you know what you got to do. You hear me? Get that shit from around you. Other than that, I'm known as Sawu. Be you how you be you. And until we do it again, peace, family. I love y'all, and I'm out.